What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Project Ozone Lite. Oh yeah, guys. So I wanted to start working on getting through our mystical agriculture section here. We have a few more quests to do. This is the one I would like to start off with today, this Master Infusion Stone. I was kind of looking, and this is a thing that we really should make, because currently all the mystical agriculture stuff that we're doing to make like the Supremium Essence, we're using these infusion crystals, which can only be used 1,000 times. And then they go away and we have to craft more. So that requires us to use a lot more of the prosperity shards and diamonds. Anyway, the Master Infusion Crystal requires 4 infusion crystals, the Supremium Essence, and then a terrasteel ingot. That's not really bad. I didn't look at the recipe for this thing before. I assumed it was going to be a little bit more difficult. It's not. So it's pretty easy for us to do this. In fact, I want to make 4 of these things and maybe 5. Maybe 5 of those. Now, the reason for that is when we're doing the higher tier crafting for the different essence, we're going to be doing 4 of the lowest tier at a time. And then all the other ones, like we can just use 1 infusion crystal to make the higher, or the higher tiers. But like the very base one, we definitely want to be using these Master Infusion crystals. Yeah, I think that's what we want to do. So let's grab some mana steel, we'll grab some mana pearls, and then we'll also grab some mana diamonds. And we'll make ourselves some terrasteel. Well, I guess I gotta make myself some mana infused diamond first, and then we can turn that into terrasteel over here. All right, let's throw these into the pool. Cool. And then we'll start making a little bit of terrasteel, like so. Anyway, so now that we got those going, we'll be able to make these Master Infusion Crystals. I can delete the recipes for the regular infusion crystals, and I really think that that's gonna help us out a lot here. Instead of having to craft those all the time, we'll just have ones that'll just be reused by everything, which will be a lot better. Why is that not going? Did I not put those on the... Oh, I put 2 pearls on there. Weird. Yeah, there we go. So other quests that we can do today, we're trying to get towards this imaginary time block. Let's take a look at the recipe one more time for this. So we need the Starry Emerald, which requires us to do the Gaia Spirit. Last episode, we set up the place to try this, so we're gonna need a few more terrasteel as well to spawn in the Gaia boss. I keep sending the wrong items down. I don't know why I'm doing that. So yeah, we're gonna need terrasteel to spawn in the boss to begin with, and then I think we can make a higher tier to do the tier 2 level boss. I definitely want to make sure we have all sorts of stuff prepared for that, and that we're not gonna take too much damage to that boss. All right, there we go. So yeah, I know we have these apples. We might look at getting the next tier ones, the Supremium apples, which will give us a lot more health, and I think they give us more stat boost, so that might be a thing we look at. So there's our 4 terrasteel, so we can make ourselves, I guess, the Master Infusion Stones. We need to get the Supremium Essence made. Let's make 16 of those since we're going to need that, and we'll just use the regular fusion crystals that we have, the infusion crystals. Yeah, so we only have to do 4 prosperity shards. This will speed up a lot if I make 2 more of these things. So let's make, I guess we'll need a total of 3 of those, I think. Okay, so we want the Supremium Essence, the red stuff, and we want 16 of those. Okay, let's go. Come on, show me the recipes. So it says we have 1 available, 1 available. I'm not sure why it's showing that, but the more of those crystals we have, the faster the Inferium Essence gets crafted into the Prudentium. And then this stuff, like this goes a lot slower. This will go 4 times slower than this one. So that's why we want a lot of the Master Infusion crystals. But anyway, I'll go ahead and craft these up. I'll make those. I'll change our recipes to use those so we're no longer using the regular infusion crystals. And then we'll be right back. Alright guys, so I went ahead and I made a bunch of these Master Infusion Stones. We have 7 of them now. Now the reason why I did that is I wanted a Master Infusion Stone for each one of the Prudentium like we were talking about earlier. And then I went ahead and I separated these patterns in our molecular assemblers down here. So we have one right here that's using a Master Infusion Stone. And this interface can talk to 4 different molecular assemblers, right? So we have another one, I think right here. So that can talk to 4. I was going to do the same thing on the other side, but these guys had a bunch of stuff in it. I think we might have put in this one. And I think one up here. One of those. Anyway, so they all have their own unique interface that can speak to these molecular assemblers that the other ones aren't. Actually, this one is wrong. This one is going to be sharing this molecular assembler with this one down here. I'll have to move that. But anyway, so the idea is to spread those out so they have the most amount of molecular assemblers they can talk to at once. And then when you do the crafting, you're going to make sure that you have to have enough of these coprocessors. So for each one of those crafts, we're going to have 4 of the prudentium, right? And then they're going to talk to 4 different molecular assemblers. So we need 16 crafting coprocessors, I think is how that's going to work, or 15 of them anyway, in order to be able to carry out that many simultaneous crafting operations. Anyway, we don't have quite that many. We have these set up. I might look at expanding those out. But anyway, so if we go in here and we tell it to make some of the essence, let's tell it to make, I don't know, how about 10 of this stuff? We'll be able to see, like, it takes a lot longer for it to, well, it still takes a long time for it to figure out the crafts, but the crafting operation takes very, very short amount of time compared to what it was before. So it's crafting this stuff up really fast. And again, I think we're limited by the amount of coprocessors we have. I believe if we increase those, this will go a lot faster as well. And then it starts crafting these with all the other master infusion crystals that we have left over. And as you can see, that's not that bad of a craft. So I think what we're going to do, I'm going to put my apples in here. We have 51 of those. I'm going to do the highest end ones. We currently have one. Let's do 63 more of those. I'll have to think about it because it's got to make all that superium essence stuff. Or supremium essence. I can never figure out the name of which one is which. So yeah, that's going to use a lot of essence. But I just looked. We had over 700,000 essence in the system, guys. I think we're going to be okay. Yeah, this has got to figure out how much essence is going to go in each one of those crafts. There's a lot of recursive crafting that's going on here. All right, there we go. So it says that it's going to take 156,000 bytes. Yeah, we don't have enough. It even says no crafting CPUs are available. We don't have anything that'll handle that many bytes. That's a lot. I believe one of these, well, we might, does it say if we go in here? No, well, maybe if we click on one of these individually. No, sometimes it'll tell you like how many bytes it's used. I think only when it's auto crafting. We would need, I think, 364K on one of these in order to handle that craft. So we could add those in here somehow. It might be an idea where I just kind of like bring these guys together and double them up. That might be something we should look at doing so we can do all sorts of better crafting with all of this stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of little things that we got to do to make our auto crafting a little bit better. But for right now, I think it's going to be fine. I want to make those apples. I think we probably should look at making some more 64Ks. In fact, we already have some here. So maybe the crafting storage, what are those things called? Crafting units. Maybe if we make like 8 of those, that should be a pretty quick thing. It's going to have to make some of the CPUs or whatever. But since we've already gotten the 64K discs as rewards, we can use those for our auto crafting needs, which will definitely make things a lot nicer. We'll be able to craft more things like when we need to do these large crafts to use a lot of the essence. All right, so that's just about done. Let's grab the 64K and these guys. Okay, so we have 8 of those. So we could just do this, make that one work, and then when I go and craft, that should have plenty of crafting storage. But again, I'm probably going to want to change this out so we have more of the coprocessors here. In fact, you know what? I think I might do that. We might make these things 3 wide. We'll do 3 of the 64K on the bottom, and the rest of those will fill up with the coprocessors. I think that's what we're going to end up doing. So I'll do a bunch of crafting here, get all of our CPUs to that size, and then we'll be back, guys. All right, guys, so I think I was a little wrong with the amount of master infusion stones that we need. Since we are doing 16 of the prudentium stuff, this is going to be doing 4 crafts at once. So we need 4 of the master infusion stones for this thing to work at maximum efficiency, right? Well, if that's going to do 4, and we have 4 of these recipes talking to 16 molecular assemblers, we need 16 master infusion stones to get this thing working. So 16 master infusion stones is going to require us to have at least 15 coprocessors for all of that to work at once. And if we want to craft the other materials as we get enough of the prudentium to make the intermedium and the superium and all that stuff, yeah, we're gonna need a few more co-processors than that. So this is what our CPUs are looking like right now. And I don't remember how many there are. Let's see, that's 4, that'd be 16. There's 17 co-processors here. I think we're gonna need a total of 20 of these co-processors. But anyway, what I'm gonna end up doing is put just another line of 5 on the front here. We're gonna extend this out one more, but I wanna move these guys back 1 block. So I was kind of sitting here thinking, like, how is it that we're gonna know where this P2P tunnel goes? Like, where is that connected up above? Are these two connected to the same one? It's really hard to know. So there's this item from AE2 stuff, this guy right here. This will show you your networks, including your P2P connections, where they go. It's very, very useful. So it's not super expensive. Some pure Fluix, illuminated panels, some engineering, Fluix pearls. Like, this is all just basic AE stuff. But when you first make it, you have to shift right click it onto a cable of your network, and then it links it to that network. So you're not seeing like everybody's network, you're just seeing yours or the one specifically that you're looking at. But it's going to be overwhelming at first when you first look at this, especially if you have a lot of AE stuff like I do. Like, there's blocks and lines and things all over the place. Like, where does this go? Where is it connected to? I don't know. But one thing you can see here is that on this guy, there's a yellow connection here with a purple line running all the way up to a controller. So if you hold the thing in your hand, you can shift scroll. So now it'll just show P2P links only. So now we can see with a little bit more clarity where this is connected to. So if we come upstairs, so many of these Endermen. We come upstairs, we can see those 2 purple lines are all converging right here. So it's this one, and we can see this is using 8 channels, 4 per side. So we have 8 CPUs. That is right. Or I guess 8 crafting units. So other things you can do with this tool, if you keep scrolling, you can show channels and nodes. So this shows you, I guess it doesn't really show you how many channels you're using. I guess they're color coded. One of these settings will show you, show nodes, show channels. So if you go to show everything, there it is. So the numbers that are there tell you how many channels you're using. So this connection right here is using 1. And then over here it's using 2. And then it's using 3. And then we're sending all 4 of those channels, including this one, down this P2P line. Anyway, it's a little complicated to try and take in all of this information, but this is really cool once you learn how to use it. So yeah, we can definitely tell where our P2P connections are. We'll know exactly how to trace the lines to where we need to go. So I'm going to go ahead and move this thing back 1 block, put in our other line of co-processors here. I made 20 more of those, and I believe that was the amount that we needed. I think this will still work without me moving these, but I do kind of want these moved back so the dense cable is not connected to these guys when we put in the blocks. Anyway, I'll go and move these things, and then we will continue on here. All right, so here we are once again trying to craft up the rest of the apples that we need for the Supremium apples to finish off our stack. We already have 7 made, so I'm going to make 57 more of those things. Going to use 59,000 Inferium Essence and all this stuff. So if we click this button here, it says crafting CPU automatic. We can see we have 22 co-processors and a bunch of storage space. It uses 144,000 bytes, and we have 196 possible. So I think we could craft a full stack of these apples, not just 57 at a time. But all of our processors, all of our CPUs are all the same, right? I don't think we needed to upgrade all of these guys back here to be the same. Like, we could have had one really big one for crafts like this and then some small ones, but honestly, in a pack like this where you have all the resources, it doesn't matter. So anyway, let's go ahead and set this thing. I'll just let it do automatic, so I'll just choose a CPU at random, and let's click start. So now we have everything going maximum speed. Yeah, it is crafting all of these things quite quickly here. Yeah, you can see we're doing hundreds at a time. All of these things are crafting. We're doing the intermedium essence and the prudentium essence at the same time. These are all green. It says we're storing a whole lot of these master infusion crystals. I don't know why it says it's storing some of those and crafting with others. And it says that it's crafting 14. It really should be doing 16 at a time. There might be something else here that I'm not understanding. Or maybe we have another set of these things over here that are sharing. But we should see 16 of these all being used. So we got those 8. What do we got up here? We got any on the top? I don't know if we got any on the top. Oh, so here's a problem. This guy right here, whichever one is using this, must be this one. So that's sharing into these over here. So this one needs to be moved so these aren't interfering with these 4 here. And where did I put the other one? There was one more that I put somewhere. Yeah, okay, so I'll have to space these out just a little bit better. But as you can see, like, spacing those out, getting more of the co-processors, like, we're able to make this stuff way faster than we were before. And again, I made 20 of these master infusion crystals. So if we wanted to make the insanium essence, we have all the master infusion crystals for 16 of the base ones, I guess this prudentium, plus the other ones going beyond that, the other 4 that we need. Yeah, anyway, this craft is going a lot faster than it was before. Previously, it would have taken probably half an hour. Now it's just going to take a few minutes, and we can speed it up yet even faster once I figure out this stuff. I might even move some of these essence over to this other one over here, where I'm sure we have some free spaces available. Anyway, I'm going to let this finish up, and then we'll look at fighting ourselves a Gaia boss. Whew, that took a long time, but we got our stack of the premium apples, and now when we want to make these in the future, it should be relatively easy. I do like how it gives me 18 times the saturation. That's really awesome. It gives us strength 2, regeneration 2, resistance 2, speed 2, absorption 2. That's pretty much all the buffs that we're gonna want, to be completely honest. And then with all the regeneration from our natural saturation effect, yeah, we're gonna be doing pretty well when we eat these apples and we're fighting things. Next thing I wanted to do, we have terrasteel seeds, and I want to get these things planted so we don't have to keep using mana diamonds, pearls, and mana steel and all of our black or lotuses in order to make stuff in the future. I'd rather just have the essence available and just craft it directly. So again, this is the south or northeast corner. So let's unlock that. We'll take these out. We'll break all of these. I don't know which ones are which. We'll just do something like that. Get rid of that planting the essence there, and we'll place our terrasteel here. So that should start growing. That will eventually be harvested, and we'll get more seeds in the system. And then I can set the filter on this guy to be terrasteel only. It'll populate this whole little section out here. Yep, and then we should be able to get all the terrasteel that we could possibly want for the future for fighting more Gaia bosses or, you know, whatever else we want to do. Okay, so now that we got that done, we can put all of that away and put these away. So terrasteel, I have not checked to see at this point if we are able to spawn in the Gaia boss. I feel like we should be able to, although I'm not 100% sure. Like I said the last time, we might have to extend this platform out just a little bit. It is kind of like spherical from the center of the beacon, so I might say that the platform's not big enough. I'm gonna go ahead and eat one of these right now since my hunger bar is wiggling. I want to make sure we have plenty of saturation. Shift right click. The beacon will not accept your sacrifice. You believe the ritual grounds might be improper. It might be a good idea to check for obstructions in the nearby area or large gaps in the floor. Okay, so yeah, we can see right here, it puts little particles out where the problem is. So I'll do that again, so it should make the particles bigger. I'm not sure what these down here are for, but I do believe this needs to be solid over here, and I'm not sure why this one's over here. Oh, maybe that tells you like the square, like the corners. Okay. So do that again. Let's check over on this side. Nope, this side's fine. This side needs a little bit more work. All right, so that's easy enough for us to do. Let me grab some stone. That should probably be more than enough slabs, I do think. But I will have to keep right-clicking on this thing in order to get the outline of what we need. So we need blocks here. Think something like this. Maybe that one. So those are kind of like going away a little bit as I place these blocks. I think that might be it. I think that might be all we need to do here. Maybe. We'll place the torch here. Let's try again. Oh yeah, that's it. Okay, so now we are in a fight. Here we go. Now, I feel pretty good about this. Like, look at the amount of damage we've already done. Okay, so the guy's gone down below. That'll be a problem. Hey, what is this thing that's shooting at me? Are these new? Pixies, huh? I don't remember those guys being in the fight before. So I can't fly. I am taking wither damage. We should probably grab that witherless rose. Or do we not have a witherless rose? Maybe put it in here. There we go. So I'll take care of that problem. Yeah, we're doing a decent amount of damage. Just a few hits. He's already half health. But this is the tier 1 fight as well. So it can get harder. But yeah, those pixies, those are definitely new. I don't remember those being around before. All right, come here, guy. Get him. All right, so now we're gonna start spawning in monsters. I'll just come over here and kill these. I'm noticing that I'm getting hungry. And we're set on fire, but we are still having the regeneration effect, so we're not really taking damage. Plus, we have the decent armor. So, I don't know. I guess I'll go ahead and eat the apple again, just to get our buffs back. And there's a lot of guys here. So I haven't really fought this before, sword only. I think I do want a ranged attack weapon going forward if we're going to be fighting this again. There's a lot of enemies. Okay, I think it stopped spawning these guys in. Get some wither skeletons. Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say, normally I carry a bucket of water on me. As soon as I get that out, though, the fire goes out. Of course it does. Come here, guy. Got him. Okay, so there it is. So that was an interesting fight. Slightly different than I remember it being before. Not really different, just a little bit. Get rid of that guy. There's another skeleton over here. Got him. Okay, so we ended up getting the Gaia spirit. So that's pretty cool. Oh, we got more skeletons down here. Oh, wow. It spawned in a lot of guys down here. These guys are just chilling. Acting like they own the place. Standing in a spot that doesn't have fire. There we go. All right, so we got those guys. Yeah, fighting these guys here in the base might not be the best idea. We'll probably have to look at setting up a better arena or just doing it in a different dimension or something later on. But yeah, it definitely got the job done. All right, clean up the inventory a little bit more, get rid of that stone sword. So we can fight the boss 4 more times if we want to, the same exact way. Definitely a possibility. So now that we have those, we can check the uses on them. I do believe I wanted those for the Nether Star Crux thing. What was that? Yeah, that's to make the Gaia Spirit Ingot. That's for the tier 2 fight, which is slightly harder. Again, if we fight it, I'm going to want some kind of a ranged attack weapon. Just doing that with a sword only, not that much fun. Especially when it starts spawning in all those bosses, or all the mobs, I mean. So we can do Gaia Mana Spreader, so we can upgrade our Elven Mana Spreader to that one, which is a little bit more powerful. Yeah, the Starry Emerald, this. So 4 of those will make 1 of those, and we need a total of 8 in order to make both of those for the imaginary time block. You know what? We have 8, right? I think we're good to go. So I tell you what, let's go ahead and start making the imaginary time block like we wanted to make before, and we weren't able to. So we need, I think we have everything. I think we have everything. So there's 1, there's 2. And there's our imaginary time block. Oh my goodness, I didn't think it was going to be that easy. Huh, awesome. ITB complete. So this thing, I think we can set it right here and it's going to work. We'll need the dimensional transceiver. I don't know if I can make one. We might have to steal one from somewhere. We need a soul vial. Pull one of these Endermen over here. Let's grab one. Did I not grab it? I think I grabbed it. Just a little bit of server lag. I'm not sure where the server is hosted. I think it might be in Europe. Either way, I get a little bit of latency issues with it. Not really bad, but enough to be noticeable. So we need this guy here, and then I think we need a vibrant crystal. Still haven't set this thing up so it'll work automatically. We need to pipe the XP in and all that stuff, so I can just craft these things up every now and then. All right, so dimensional transceiver. There, we'll just craft that up real quick. Should go very, very fast. Are we waiting on crafting the ender resonator? There it is. Okay. So here's this guy. We'll set this thing up to use one instead of two different ones. Because there is one below the farm. Yeah, I just want to see this thing work. So let's place this here. We will set this to power receive. All right, so there we go. Now that's growing all of our crops really fast. So what that means, now that we have that set up, we can absolutely get rid of all of these guys. No more reason to have those. No more particles. Less things lagging up the game. This is going to be lagging us up a lot as well, I expect, because of all the particle changes. So what's going on here? Why is it not harvesting? Oh, it is. It's just going kind of slow because we need speed upgrades in that conduit. So terrasteel essence. Have we gone to terrasteel seed yet? We have not, but I'm sure we'll get one eventually. And when we do, we'll go ahead and start filling that out a little bit more. So is it 8 essence? Okay, so 8 essence makes 2 terrasteel. So it's already paid for itself pretty much. I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. I'm going to try and get some power routed here a little bit better. And then we'll be right back, guys. All right, guys. Well, our lag machine is up and running, and it's doing things just fine. It's growing things really fast, and all these different block updates is really hurting the frame rate. You can see in the upper left-hand corner, we're hitting around 20 FPS. Yeah, everything's acting kind of sluggish and laggy. Our terrasteel has taken off here. If we go in here and look at terrasteel, we have 84 terrasteel seeds just in that small amount of time. Look at all this terrasteel essence. Like, we have so much of this stuff. Like, I can make a full stack of terrasteel, no problem now. So, various different crops that we're going to need a lot of stuff from. Yeah, we can definitely get the going now with this. Since we're making so much essence and so many different things, I did put in conduit speed upgrades here. So, as we're extracting, we're doing full stacks at a time. And that's going up into the single dimensional transceiver. The one below I removed. Yeah, so that's also sending the power down to both of these machines. Now over here, it's a little less laggy. Our receiving dimensional transceiver. Yeah, all this stuff is being pulled out of here using a ultimate logistical transporter, this mechanism. We're using one of these pipes, which can do stacks at a time, which is very, very nice. If we need faster, I can do another connection on the bottom and just kind of connect it again right up into this pipe. And we'll extract twice the speed, which would be really good. Now, I was also kind of concerned with that imaginary time block going. Well, I'm concerned for one, because it makes everything laggy, so we're going to have to move it. But I'm concerned like how much power we're using if we were able to keep up with it with all of our different dynamos here. So I made one of these power monitors. There's really no way of telling how much power you're using just by right-clicking on one of these capacitor banks. I think, well, actually, hold on, that might not be true. I think we can do this, and I'll tell you your input-output. So yeah, we're taking 6,000 in, 6,000 out. This over here will tell you that how much you're pulling out of the system as well. So going through the dimensional transceiver, which we have a conduit going right to here and attached to our power monitor, we can see that 5,900, almost 6,000, is being used through this one dimensional transceiver. The other 8,000 or 800 RF per tick that we're using has got to be these two machines here. So that's 300, that's 300. And then I guess our rancher over here is using some, or whatever that's, yeah, the rancher down there is using some. Anyway, so it kind of gives you a better breakdown of how much power is being used with the power monitor. So I decided to make one of those, and that's fairly inexpensive. But yeah, we're going to have to definitely figure out where we're going to put that mystical agriculture stuff. It can't stay here. As much as I want this thing to run all the time and collect all the things, like, we'll be collecting all of the essence really fast, but it's just going to make living in the base a real pain in the butt. So I don't want to have this here anymore. So yeah, we'll definitely have to figure out, maybe we'll fly out at, 500 blocks to the north, or, whatever, and we'll lay it out over there, but it's definitely got to move. Anyway, guys, we're going to go and wrap the episode up here for today. We finally got the imaginary time block going. It's very laggy, but with that, we don't have to do anything special. Like, we don't have to use the fertilized soil anymore, because it basically just instant grows crops. And if I remember correctly, the imaginary time block stacks, so you can put more around to, instead of waiting for it to like grow every 5 seconds or so, like you can literally have them instant grow if you have a few more of them around. So we might look at doing that depending if we need that much, like a mass quantity of anything. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to leave a like on the episode if you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.